Hello, I'm Mr. Ethan, and I'm so happy you could join us today. This week's activity is flower planting. The first thing you're going to want to do in order to plant your flowers is to open up your bag of potting soil and place it into your pot. Now you want to leave a little bit of space at the top of your pot so it's not overflowing, and you'll also probably want to do this outside or on a place where you have put down a tablecloth or some. After you have your soil in your pot, you will want to be able to actually plant your seeds. Today I will be planting some bachelor's button flowers. These will look very pretty with their pink and red and white and purple flowers, but we have a large variety of flowers that will be available in our handouts, including daisies and poppies and marigolds and all kinds of really pretty flowers that you can pick from when you come in. And what you're going to want to do is to get a few of them into your hands. Got some seeds here. And you're going to want to sprinkle them into your pot, like so. Now we won't need this many seeds in our pot normally because this many flowers won't really work out so well in a pot this small, but we want to plant more than we're expecting to keep to make sure that we actually have them come up. And then you'll want to gently press them down into the soil and cover them lightly. You don't want to bury them too deep or else they won't get enough light and heat and energy and water that they will need to grow. After you have your seeds covered by the dirt, you'll take your water in your spray bottle and you'll moisten your dirt. You want to make sure that your dirt is damp, but you don't want to drench things and drown your seeds. It is very important not to overwater your plants. That's a common mistake that is made by people who are new to gardening, is to overwater their plants, and overwatering can be just as bad, if not worse, as underwatering, because it will either wash out your seeds if you're planting them outside, wash them out of the ground. Now that you have your flower seeds planted and watered, you're going to want to find a nice sunny spot for them to stay in your house, preferably near a window facing west, but anywhere sunny and bright is a really good spot for them. These flowers will need a lot of sunlight in order to make energy to grow, as well as water and oxygen. And the oxygen, of course, they will just get from the air. I would also like to share some books today that are all about plants and I think could really help you learn a lot. First, we have the Smithsonian Handbook of Herbs. This book is really great and it has a lot of different sections, like this one on flowers that's very informative, as well as roots and trees and different plants that are edible or medicinal or even dangerous. So you can learn a lot about all kinds of plants from this book. We also have an interesting book like this one on apple trees, which is really neat. You can learn all about apple trees and where your juice and applesauce and apple cider and apple pie originally comes from. As well as something I think is really exciting. This book is called Bloodthirsty Plants, Venus Flytraps, and Water Wheels. And this book is about plants that actually eat insects. These plants are carnivorous, which is quite a bit different than how plants usually gain nutrients through the soil and the air, as well as water. Venus flytrap, of course, will hinge open like this, and when a fly or other insects lands, it'll snap shut and catch them. So I think that's a really interesting topic and a bit different than what you'd usually see just out in your garden or out and about. And then finally, we have Nature Close-Up, Seeds and Seedlings, with pictures of various plant seeds and seedlings. A seedling, of course, is what a plant is called when it first starts to sprout up from the seed. This book has a lot of information that I think would be really helpful in terms of caring for your flowers once they start to come up. One other thing that you'll want to remember is since you planted so many seeds in your pot, you will eventually have to thin out the number of seedlings in the pot once they become bigger. Once they start to gain their true leaves, as they're called, which are a bit more substantial than the little tiny baby leaves you'll see on the seedlings at first, you'll want to take a pair of scissors and, with an adult's help, select the largest and healthiest looking of your seedlings, and you'll want to keep that, and the others you'll want to trim down at the base to get rid of. Now, this might seem kind of mean, but it's a very important task to do, because if you have too many seeds in the pot, the flowers will crowd each other out and they won't be able to grow healthily and make pretty flowers for you to enjoy. The reason we spread so many seeds in our pot in the first place when we don't need that many is so we can ensure that our seeds actually sprout. Because if you just plant 1 or 2 seeds, there's a chance they won't grow at all, and that wouldn't be very fun. Thank you once again for joining us today. I hope you had as much fun as I have planting these flower seeds. Remember, you can pick up your packet that includes the pot, the soil, the seeds, and your watering bottle at the Mooresville Public Library Youth Services Desk. Be sure to ask about the different kinds of flowers we have if there's something specific you want, or if you just want to hear what kinds are available. Another thing I'd like to make mention of is that for the month of May, we will not be having any virtual programming as we get ready for our summer reading program. We have some really exciting activities planned for our summer reading program under the Tales and Tales theme, and I would really appreciate if you check out summer reading. If you'd like more information, you can ask me or Miss Emily or Miss Megan or any of the Mooresville Public Library staff for more information.